welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow Season 10. It's been 10 seasons of empowering small businesses like yourself and hand-holding you and bringing you expert advice from some of the sharpest minds. I'm Sunanda Jayasheelan. On the show tonight, our Leaders of Tomorrow icon, a big exclusive with the India head of IKEA, calling out, amongst other trends, what her strategy is and her approach is to omni-channel as a business strategy, why she feels India is a price-sensitive and a price-conscious market, and why India is such a complex market when it comes to the furniture market. Also, her take as far as being a female leader in a market like India and in a segment like hers, being, of course, the first female CEO of India. Listening. Susanne, so good having you here on the Leaders of Tomorrow, and congratulations on the store that we're at here in Bangalore. I understand it's the largest that you have anywhere in the country. Congratulations that you've taken over as CEO of IKEA not too many months ago. You're also its first female CEO here in India, so a lot of firsts. I'm excited to dive into all of those. But let's start by talking about the store here that you have here in Bengaluru. It's taken so long coming here. Why has it taken so long for IKEA to come here to the south?
Sometimes we say in Sweden that when you wait for something for a long time, it's something that is worthwhile, and this has really been worthwhile. It takes time to build a store as big as the one we have here in Bangalore today. It's huge projects, but today we are happy that we have come this far.
Absolutely, and this is a fantastic store. Is this one of the largest that you have in the country?
It is actually the largest in the country and the first in Karnataka.
Okay. Do you want to talk to us about, just some of the highlights of the store? From everything that I've read, 50% of all your employees, and that's reflective of what you have across the globe as well, 50% are female. You ensure that, you have, of course, different sections, different look rooms. Just walk us and give us a feel, really, of the store.
We are around, in this store, 790 co-workers, colleagues to me, and we put diversity very high on our agenda. So we aim at 50% men and 50% women on all levels and in all departments.
Okay.
So that's the goal figure, and we are close to that. So when you walk around and meet my colleagues, you will see many, many women in leading position. And actually the store manager, the market manager for this store is also a woman.
First, I want to really talk about what India means as a market for IKEA. Your first store opening 5 years ago here in the country, and I understand you evaluated the market many years ago in India, saying how India really as a growth market for IKEA, and you said perhaps we shouldn't be entering. So my question really is, why did you decide 5 years ago that India was right? What was right about the market? And why now this expansion? Because we have this first store here in Bengaluru. You're looking at a city store. You're looking at multiple smaller formats, perhaps, from what I understand. What is right about the market now?
I think the time is really right. And of course, we need to be in India. If we are for the many people, India is a place, a country with so many people. So I think it was more a timing question when the conditions were right. And we came and we were able to open the first store 2018, that's soon 4 years back. And then it is a growth, gradually meeting more and more people, opening markets. So this is the third market we open with a big store.
When you're saying timing is right, just give us a few insights and just call out what you feel about the Indian market right now is right for you.
I think it's maturing when it comes to the interest of home furnishing. We see consumers ready to also work with the home in a new way. They are interested, curious. Many have experienced IKEA abroad. So many people know us, but we are also not known to many. So we have a long journey to go to become that loved brand that is what I would love to leave behind when I leave India one day.
Is that the clientele that you're talking to, the customer who's traveled abroad, who's already perhaps familiar with the IKEA brand, or a more younger, a more urban clientele? Is that the one that you're reaching out to?
You know, the vision for IKEA is to be for the many people. And for the many people, then we are not exclusive. So we say everyone is welcome. And we try to talk to a broad audience. So not only the ones who have experienced us, but to everyone, because we know we have something for everyone, and we try to be affordable and always have low prices in the segments of different categories.
And that's an interesting point. I was reading a report that said that you've had to of course, customize in that sense your products to the domestic market, whether it was just specific products or more importantly the prices, because Indian consumers are price and value conscious. Just give us some insights then on the Indian consumer.
I would say the range is designed by IKEA of Sweden and it's the same globally. Okay. So we have the same products and we see it works because the needs are the same. What we need to adjust is first of all sometimes sizes or uniqueness that exist on one market, or there might be some specific product when you cook that we don't have in other countries that we need. But then what is where we need to be very relevant is how does people live, what solutions do you need, what are your homes looking like, how big are the rooms, what is the kitchen construction, and that is where we do the adjustments for the market. So when you go out in the store and look into the homes and the room sets, you will recognize what a Bangalorean home could look like.
Yeah. And even between the states, I understand there's no homogeneity in that sense, because say for instance, a home here in Bangalore is so much larger than one you would find in Mumbai. So therefore, the kind of products that you would offer in these different stores will have to be different?
The products are the same, but the solutions might be shown in different ways. Okay. So that's the uniqueness. And you're absolutely right. There are differences from state to state, city to city. And we try to be very close to the people living there to show what is relevant for them. So when they come, they can see it, they can get inspired, and maybe then want to do something in line with what they see. Yeah.
India, in most industries, but in the furniture market, is a very complex market, because at one end you have the very bespoke furniture, and then you have players like yourself now, and on the other hand you have a completely unstructured, unorganized market. Just give us your insights on this market for an entrepreneur who's perhaps in the furniture space, in the design and interior space. What insights do you want to offer on this market?
You are right, it is a complex market, more complex, as you say, the unorganized, the custom-made, the ready-made. Yeah. But what I think is most interesting is that the home is the most important place for the Indian people, as we see it, for the family. For the life people live here, the home is central. So I think there is always room to be there for many different players. Okay. Some would like to have their things made by the local shop, some would like to have the ready-made, and I think everyone can contribute to growth in the segment of the home or home furnishing.
If you could pick the top 3 opportunities and the top 3 challenges in this market, the way you see it, and how you are solving those.
What we need to work with, which is the road for us forward, is to be affordable, and that means also the value for money. Quality is important. Accessible, so it has to be convenient. We need to be an omni-channel, so customers can reach us whenever and wherever they are and whenever they want. And then we work on the sustainability path, because that is increasingly going to be more and more important. Even if not all consumers come and ask for it, it's going to just increase in importance. So these 3 are our roads forward, and I think that is very relevant in India.
And all of these are both opportunities and challenges for you?
Of course, yes. So to be affordable, you need to work really hard with your cost structure, your sourcing of products, the price levels, and your operations. So yes, it's hard work to be affordable.
You wear many hats, Susanne, and one of those is of Chief Sustainability Officer as well. Why is sustainability important, first off? And how do you ensure that a store that's as large as this, a brand that's as large as this, continues to be sustainable? And, you know, it's every aspect that's sustainable. It's not just, say, one division that's maybe dedicated towards that.
I think that's exactly why I also carry that assignment. So I have a team of sustainability specialists and a sustainability manager. But this is a way that all IKEA country managers have been designated to lead the country and the sustainability agenda, just to put it in the center of everything we do, ensure it's integrated in the business. Then only it will happen in all the ways it should happen.
Susanne, I have to take a quick commercial break on that note. For those of you watching at home, we're back in just a moment with our leaders of tomorrow icon, none other than the India head of IKEA. Welcome back. You're with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow. Our icon tonight is the India head of IKEA. So, you know, talking about sustainability, are there any key focus areas that you have that you are particularly passionate about?
We have a strategy around 3 areas, and the first one is how we can support people to live more and sustainable and healthy. So that we show with our range and solutions and the products, for example, how you can work with energy savings and water savings and food saving. So all of this we can show solutions of. And also a lot of the range we have is more sustainable, made of sustainable and renewable materials. So that's one area. The other one is around climate and circularity, and here it's both what we do in the stores and how we want to become more electrified when we talk about home deliveries. So we do things to reduce the carbon dioxide footprint. And the third area is around people, so around equality, diversity and inclusion. And we spoke about gender diversity and the importance of having an equal workplace. So these are areas we work on to become more sustainable.
Okay. I noticed that at the moment about 27% of all your products you are sourcing locally, but the aim is to really take that to half of everything that you do here in India. For a show as large as ours, which is India's largest platform for small businesses, just talk to us about how you're working closely with your suppliers and you know, your advice or, you know, any suggestions that you have for someone who's saying, I would love to get associated with a brand such as yours.
So it's correct. The local sourcing is something we want to increase from the 27% to 50%, and that will take a lot of development and investments and development of the whole category of furniture. It's not led by the retail part of IKEA, but our sourcing colleagues, and they are in the relation with our partners and our suppliers. So of course, if there is a business with home furnishing products or capabilities to be in that sector, it is a dialogue with them, and then there are certain requirements, and of course we look at both volumes and low prices to be affordable for the many, and we look at more sustainably produced, and we have a certain code of conduct. So there are requirements on what we want, and then of course also share the values and have a long-term strategic fit with us and build a long-term relation. So that's how we have built a business with many suppliers, and we have some that has been with us for more than 40 years in India.
So let's talk about the domestic market when it comes to what's been happening here in India as far as the online furniture market is concerned. In India has given rise in just the past few years, in just say the past 7-8 years, to many businesses which have, some of which have gone on to become unicorns, unicorns, the largest players as far as the online furniture market is concerned. How are you viewing the Indian market and really this competition?
So first of all, I would say online is on a growth in all categories, and we have seen it also when it comes to home furnishing, and it has been triggered even more with the pandemic, of course. But we see that is a way that consumers would like to shop and consume. At the same time, I believe in the mix of the online and the offline. When it comes to the online competition, I think everyone who is driving interest for home furnishing and the home is good, because there is space, and we know Indians love their home, and with more interest in the home, the category will grow as such.
You can also then really talk to us about what is happening when it comes to your strategy of online versus offline. Bangalore, for instance, for the very long time had to depend on your online store, but now there's the physical store as well. In terms of a strategy and your advice really for someone who's watching this interview, whether they're in a similar space or not, as to how you're really approaching omni-channel as a business strategy.
It has to have a lot of mix of formats and ways of meeting us, and of course our flagship, our pride, is a store of this size that we now have in Bangalore, opening it yesterday. And when customers come to us to explore the whole IKEA that you see in this store, then they like us more. Then we need to be closer to where people are. That means we need to have also smaller formats and other ways of meeting us, and the online experience and the services connected to that. So it's the whole experience. And of course it depends on what segment you are in, but to really think the whole journey of a customer and how to make it as smooth and positive as possible. That is the best I can say. Every step of the purchase process should be a smooth and pleasant experience where the customer ends up being very happy and satisfied.
Speaking of customers, one of your biggest USPs is that customers take this furniture home, assemble it, themselves at home. A lot of them posting videos, and that in itself has become like this entire cult, this entire brand. I want to understand really branding from an insider's point of view. How do you really approach and communicate what your brand ethos is? And are you doing anything different when it comes to that in India? Are you also having, say, pre-assembly? Is that something that's also taking off in India? Just talk to us about that. And I've seen some of the videos that are going viral now on social media talking about this store, of course. Talk to us about that.
The whole IKEA concept is built on you do your part and we do our part, and that means it will also be a lower price and a lower cost. And you get the joy of having a feeling of having done it also yourself. And we pack it in flat packages, which is more sustainable for the transport and easier to bring home.
Okay.
India is a little bit different in that sense, that there is not so much of a tradition of doing a DIY. So that's why we need to support with services. So that's an important part of the business. At the same time, we try to encourage to try and test and do it with some of the smaller furniture and take the experience of going through the assembly instruction and feeling the joy of having made it yourself. So I think it's on the uprise and interest of this. At the same time, we need to support customers who don't have the time or the willingness to do it themselves.
I want to talk about you as a female leader, and we started the conversation with that, and you're IKEA's first female CEO in India. What aspects of being a woman leader do you bring into the workplace? Does it matter that you are a woman CEO, and how perhaps is your style of working different? And to really use that answer to talk to our female entrepreneurs who are going to be watching this interview, to give them advice that you have also maybe received and something that you would like to give them through this interview.
I think I have a good understanding of what it means to also have a family, and that it's possible to combine a family life with a work life. I believe and hope I can inspire more women to see that it's possible to be a leader as a woman very well. And many have come to me when I joined here to say, when I see you, I understand I could also be a leader. And of course, we are having already a lot of female leaders, so it's quite natural with us.
Susanne, such a pleasure having you here with us on the Leaders of Tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time, for sitting down for this exclusive interview, talking about all the things that makes IKEA, IKEA. On that note, out of time on tonight's interview, for those of you watching at home, if you have any feedback or contact details coming up on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.